What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the most electrifying channel. I have a special 2 episode event for you guys today, and the game is called What Remains of Edith Finch. So without further ado, let's get right to this, and I hope you guys enjoy this amazing masterpiece, this amazing game. Alright, let's go.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house. Someone had put up a chain link fence, but it looked like I wasn't the first person to hop it. My brother Milton disappeared when I was 4. It was like the house just swallowed him up. I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms. Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately. I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral. In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know, or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
Okay, so right here, if you wanted to go after an achievement, you have to walk down here to get to the house and up here to get to the house. So if you just went into a big circle, you would be able to get the achievement. Okay? For the ones who wants to take this as a guide, that's pretty much what you can do to actually make that happen.
No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints. The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
Look at this.
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it. I asked Edie once about the dragon in the pond. She said it had killed her husband. I was 6. It seemed like an odd joke to me even then.
You see a lot of the missing posters all over the place.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house. I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't. Looking in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me. The house felt like it had always been here. Even the swing set was older than my mother.
This is one of the peepholes that you have to look through for an achievement. This one is very easy to miss, so definitely zoom into that one.
I heard something moving around in the garage.
That was the dialogue that we needed.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11. The power had been turned off the night we left.
Remember these? I think every kid had one of these back in the day. The little kiddie pools. And it was like heaven having one of those. You had so much fun in it.
For the first time in years, I felt like I was home. But instead of a family, there were just memories of one. Like how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot. Or how after Louis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
Look at all that. Yeah. I think I would have been tired too, right? Don't you agree? One of my dad's businesses at his shop, he had one of these. Amazing. They just used it as a so to put books. Gives out good heat, by the way.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left. My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture. Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth. Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
You know when you lose someone and you go back to that area. This is what it feels like. Just like this. It's empty, it's quiet, and only thing that you have are the memories. You know, I witnessed that with my father, witnessed that with my mother. You know, that's it. Everything is where it was left. It's crazy to think about that.
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit. Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house. A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night. Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
That is one of the peepholes that we have to look through. And during that, you have to wait until she actually finishes her dialogue. So don't rush and leave. And you know you've done it. So that'll keep you in the loop.
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
They practically give you like a little direction if you paid attention to like look through things through the peepholes.
My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin.
And then you see the year 1950, 1961.
As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of. The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait. Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
As you can see, Barbara was like a child star.
Edie's father, Odin, built the original house. Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it.
We'll just go up here. Everything's just for dialogue.
Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
Alright, we went through there. That's where we're heading.
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
The thing that I love is that every room has a story, every room has history. It's really dope.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up. Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him. Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of. From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me. Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan. But I had no idea what was behind that door. Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
This is the little girl Molly's room.
I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
Now, the thing that I
Being inside
love...
for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
Before I move. So the thing that I love about this, you look at the times where everybody was, so everything stayed intact as the same. You know, everything. You'll just pay attention to that as we move along. And that's what I be talking about, like everything just remains the same. All right, here we go.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat. The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it. I ate a lot of things that night. I kept eating and eating. Then I heard chirping outside my window. I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back. My Halloween candy was all gone. Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
Just want to make sure I give you guys all of the dialogue before we jump out that window.
It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat. I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared. I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
Now this part right here is an achievement. You have to catch them on 2 catches.
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger. A mama rabbit. She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
Now at that part there, since you swooped down and grabbed 2 at the same time, on 2 turns, you would have gotten an achievement there.
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever. I wanted fat, juicy seals. I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
Yeah, just take your time, you'll follow it. That's all I mean. I keep pushing the wrong freaking buttons. As you can see, I have him right there. I just keep pushing the wrong button. He's gone now. Why? Yo, I keep pushing the wrong button. Look at me. It's like I'm teasing the poor guy. Yeah, I keep pushing the wrong button. Giving him more chance to freaking swim away from me. Where'd you go? There we go.
But I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed. Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
It came about a midnight clear, that glorious dawn of old.
I was big, but I moved real quiet. I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
Drunken sailor, what shall we do with drunken sailor? Belly with a rusty.
See the things with this one?
Belly with a rusty.
To get the achievement here, you have to wait a while and let the sailor finish his song. Or whatever this person is. Just let him finish his song, then you'll get the achievement. But we're not going to wait. We're just going to take him out. But if you want the achievement, just sit right here and let him finish.
Passenger, I was still hungry. And across the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have. So I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe. I got closer and closer. All of my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
Quite interesting, right?
I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here before my mom sealed the doors.
You look at the... I never noticed there was a cat there. Wow. As you could tell by her, you look at the pictures, you could tell where her imagination went. The ship. Let me see.
I can't describe it, but I felt like some part of Molly was still here.
Still open. Okay.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room. Edie knit me a new pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones.
And that's one of the things that I like too, because as she got older, she still, you know, pretty much kept the same thing.
Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious. I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time. When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't. Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother. The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace. Her room was like a museum.
As you can see, they mostly all of them wrote books.
For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house. Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
Okay.
Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him. One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity. There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book. Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
We still have these in my parents' old safe. Still have them. Whiskey, huh? And gin.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him.
This old school camera right here, I actually have it. Crazy, right? Oh man, that's what happens when you keep older things from many, many moons ago. These are the lunch boxes we had when we were younger. The tin ones, the aluminum. They really were sturdy compared to later on. They started making the plastic cheap ones. You know, they did rust, but they were sturdy. Okay.
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom, and he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again, and he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that,
Calvin! I'm not gonna tell you again!
maybe if the wind hadn't picked up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother. The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
I think all of us, when it came to those swings, I think we all tried to get as high as we could.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room. Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Had one of those, old school. But I think got rid of it. I think we got rid of that one.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies. Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star. I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards. Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up, a has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was canceled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent. She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
So right here, there's an achievement. You have to knock everything, all the balls off the pool table. Just clean the pool table completely off, and you'll get the achievement. We'll just do it just to have fun. That ball could have went off. Y'all know that. There we go. Alright, clearing off the pool table, get you an achievement.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear!
Oh!
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the Late Late Picture Show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Walter, are you there?
Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and... was speechless. He was quite smashing. And he was. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
That night, she played her part beautifully. She thought about abandoning Walter, but just couldn't do it. Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet. The hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was... dying to speak to young Barbara. At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box was all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
That was crazy. I always thought that part was crazy. All right.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
Yep. Okay. Back where we started. All right, I'm going to make my way downstairs. Get in front of that music box. And then we'll wrap it up. You see how it's starting to get a little darker? Yeah, I like when I actually peeped onto that one. Voila. Alright people, we are going to wrap this video up. I hope you guys enjoyed part 1 of my 2-part series. And if you enjoyed this, please do drop me a like, hype this video, and leave in the comments what were one of your favorite parts. And what do you think about this game so far? Alright, I will see you guys on the next video where we explore more of this house. Alright, see you guys soon. Peace.